guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video today I'm going to be doing the Kiss Me mask from the new Purge election year film. Because you all highly requested a Purge mini series, I'm going to have all of the masks from every film. I'll leave all of the links to the videos in the description box below. Let's get started with this one. I've already got my hair in my little fun bun hairstyle, and I've got some large black contact lenses in. The first thing I'm going to do is take some black grease paint and messily apply this around both of my eyes. This is just going to be a base for underneath the mask, so we have a nice dark hollow eye socket area. Try not to get that on your eyebrows because we will be blocking them out with tape later on. To set that all in place, I'm going to take some black eyeshadow. I'm going to pack that all over my lid area. This is going to stop it from creasing, and it's really going to intensify and deepen up that colour as well. To make my eyes appear even darker and smaller, I'm going to tightline my waterline with some eyeliner. This is going to really close off the eyes and make them really deep. And as you can see, it does make a very big difference comparing one eye with and one eye without. After your eyes are all nice and dark, it is now time to move on to blocking out them brows. I don't trust glue sticks when it comes to protecting my hairs from liquid latex, so what I'm going to do here is take some painter's tape. Painter's tape has a lot less glue in it, so it's not going to be as harsh on your skin. I'm going to roll out a piece of that and fold the two sticky sides together. If you don't have painter's tape, masking tape will do as a substitute. It's just going to be a little bit more harsh on your skin, so keep that in mind. What you should have here as the end result is a piece of tape with both sides that is not sticky. You're going to end up with a perfect little eyebrow blocker, so cut it to the size and shape of your brow. To apply this to your face, you just need to take two regular pieces of masking tape or painter's tape and secure it down on either side. This is going to really ensure that your eyebrow hairs are not going to come into any contact with the liquid latex. You can use Vaseline or the glue stick method to protect your hairs, and normally that would work, but today I'm using so much liquid latex I didn't want to risk having my eyebrows getting pulled off of my face. It's happened many times before, so it's always good to have a little bit of extra coverage when it's needed and when it's necessary. Once I've got my brows covered, I'm then going to move on to shaping the face. Taking some cardboard, I'm going to measure that up to the size of my forehead. I'm going to extend it about 1.5 inches, and this is going to sit nicely in the shape of the mask that we're trying to replicate. You will need to cut a curve into the bottom so it sits nicely and wraps around your face comfortably so it can stick down well. Lightly secure that in place with some tape. That's just going to hold it there for the time being. We will be securing it more further on throughout the tutorial with liquid latex and cotton wool pads, so it doesn't need to be too steady, it just needs to sit in the proportion area that you need it. I'm also going to take some makeup remover pads, these are just cotton wool pads, and use that as stuffing to create the gap that you would have where a mask would be sitting off of your face. It's really important to have this because it's going to give that whole illusion of an actual mask as opposed to something that is stuck down to your face. Moving on to the mouth, I'm going to repeat the same step that I did with the eyes by messily applying some black paint in the shape of the mask that we're going to be applying over the top. This just needs to be a black background for the teeth. I'm then going to reinforce that paint with a little bit of Jeffree Star's black liquid lipstick in the shade Weirdo. This is going to keep my lips nice and dark throughout the night so I don't have to top up my paint or worry about my lips being visible. If you have tooth enamel, you can go the extra mile and apply that on your teeth, so when you smile and talk, your whole entire mouth area is nice and dark, so everyone's attention goes naturally to the mask itself and not the makeup underneath. I'm then going to take some more cardboard and lightly map out the area on where I want to cut my teeth. It's a lot easier this way, so then you're not guessing with shapes and sizes. Once you've cut that all out, again we're just going to gently apply that to our face with some tape to hold that in place before we do all of our layering of liquid latex and cotton. Repeating that same process on the chin and bottom teeth area, I'm going to lightly map out the chin, looking at a reference picture here for the proportion size of the actual mask, and that's going to be one completed piece, so it's a lot easier to stick on. To adhere that to my face, I'm going to roll up some of the sticky tape, and this is going to give me essentially double-sided tape just to hold that on there lightly before we start sculpting onto our face with liquid latex. Taking some black cream makeup, fill in the gap area between your mask and your hairline. This is going to give the illusion that the mask is sitting off of your face. As long as you blend that out seamlessly, it's not going to look like you've painted that area jet black. Now you can finally focus on just the face and the sculpting of the mask. I'm going to take some liquid latex and a sponge that I have pulled apart to give it some nice stippling texture, and I'm going to start applying latex and cotton wool makeup pads onto my cheekbone to really build up that area. Continuing to layer that up until I get the correct height and shape. I'm then going to saturate all of that cotton with some latex. This is going to make it nice and gooey and give it a softer texture so we can actually go in with our hands and physically move it and sculpt it around. Then apply a thin layer of tissue straight over the top to connect all of the cotton pads together and start to stipple latex over the top to seal that all in place. If you want a nice smooth texture of your mask, you can then just continue layering the tissues and the latex until you get a nice soft edge. I want mine to be quite chunky and quite inconsistent to give it that real creepy vibe of a really unpolished look. And plus it's a lot less work as well, so it's totally up to you which way you want to go about it. I'm going to continue to layer up that latex and cotton wool and pull it to blend it out by pulling all of the little strands in separate directions. You really need to blend the cheekbones down into the sides of your jaw, down into the center of your chin, and also up into those teeth as well. I'm then going to start building up the brow bone area, and as you guys can see, I'm pulling that upwards to really blend off the little strands of cotton to make it nice and seamless. For the dripping eye effect, I'm using yarn in this tutorial. I'm going to just cut about 5 or 6 pieces of yarn to fit my eye area, and then I'm going to lightly apply them with just a bit of tape. You can start to move them around so you have better vision. This is probably the trickiest part of the tutorial because you really need to make sure that you can see well, but you're also replicating the look. To create the thicker pieces of the drips and sculpt them into the shape that I need, I just used some liquid latex and tissue and then applied that to my eyes and just constantly moving that around and adjusting it so you can see well. I'm then going to layer some tissue over the top where I want the strands to connect and seal that in place with some liquid latex and a fine detailing brush. To finish the eyes, you will need to sculpt an eye socket area and clean up all of that messy string and tape that we don't need. So take more of that cotton wool and apply that all around your eye socket area, your brow bone, your nose bridge, and just blend that all out and saturate it with the latex. You should get a nice circular look, and it's really going to clean up any of that mess that we have underneath. I repeated the same step on the opposite eye, but I didn't make them look too symmetrical. I wanted them to be quite uneven. That's just going to give it more of a creepy look. Once I've got that done, it's time to seal off the forehead by taking a few pieces of tissue, wrapping that straight over the top and tucking it behind the mask. To match the texture of the forehead to the rest of the face, take your stippling sponge and lightly start to apply the latex over the top, making little creases, crinkles and bumps throughout the whole forehead. This is going to give it a nice uneven consistency to make it more creepy and eerie. The last thing you have to sculpt is your nose. Take some more of that cotton wool and place it straight over the top of your nose. Don't apply any wool or latex near your nostrils. You should be able to breathe comfortably with this look. I could easily eat, drink, talk and breathe through my nose and mouth. To speed up the drying time, I used a hairdryer set to cold, and that's going to set the latex in place. You'll know that latex is dry when it changes colour. It should be an off-white, almost yellow colour. So once it's dry, you're then going to have to go back in with some white face paint and paint the whole mask one even shade of white. Once the white paint is dry, I'm going to move on to contouring using a black eyeshadow and a fine detailing brush. I'm going to start on my nose to further define the shape that we've sculpted. I'm then going to take that and run that across my jawline and really buff out and carve out that chin, which is really going to enhance and dirty up the whole mask. I'm going to lightly give myself some eyebrows, and I'm also going to run that all around the border of the eye socket as well, just to give it a tad more of a dirtier look. Last but not least, you will need to carve the beautiful letters "Kiss Me" into your forehead. Now, my camera flips the footage, so this is what you guys have been seeing the whole entire time. This is what I'm actually seeing in real life. Everything is in reverse, so when you write on yourself in a mirror, you have to write backwards. Now, the number one tip that I can give you guys is to have the text that you're writing on a piece of paper written in the correct direction. Hold that underneath the area of your body that you're going to be painting on, and looking in the mirror, you should be able to replicate the letters exactly how they appear on the paper below, and this is going to give you more of a mindset that you're looking at these letters like they're shapes instead of actual words. So I hope that that tip was helpful for you guys. If it was, please leave it in the comments below because I'd love to know that you've tried it out. Now I'm going to apply some more of the red cream straight over the top of the letters just to make them nice and dark, and to give it a nice shine I'm going to apply some scab blood, and that's going to give it a nice glossy look and a real deep red colour. To finish off the tutorial, I popped on a white t-shirt for my costume, and this is the final look. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video today. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you aren't already. That's going to keep you updated on my weekly body paint and special effects tutorials and my current Purge mask mini series. If you'd like to see all of the other masks that I have already done or I will do in the future, I will leave them all in the description box below for you to check out the links. See you in my next video guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.